Every year, Cedar Point invites coaster enthusiasts out to the park to be able to get an exclusive look at what the park is like in the off-season. They're able to check out the maintenance shop, walk around the park, see all the closed rides, and hear about all the cool new stuff coming. It's always a fantastic event, and Coaster Studios was fortunate enough to have a representative there. Alec was there to be able to take tons of footage of all that was going on. So we're going to be discussing a little bit about what was announced. Just running through a few things. There is an all-new show coming to the park for 2017 called Lights, Camera, Action. It is believed to be replacing Bandstand USA. There's a new restaurant coming called Melt, and that is a gourmet grilled cheese restaurant, and that'll be replacing Joe Cool's. And from what we have heard, that will not be included on the dining plan, unfortunately. The barnyard will be expanded. New pony rides will be available near the blacksmith. A Cinnabon in the park was removed and is being relocated to somewhere else in the park. And one of the larger forms of news is that there will be now an option for season pass holders so that you don't have to have a refillable drink cup. Instead, you'll just load it onto your season pass, and every time you want a drink, you just scan your pass and boom, you just get a cup and fill up. There'll be a 15-minute wait in between refills, but there is not a limit to how many refills you can get throughout the day. There's only that 15-minute wait time. But you can still get the souvenir bottle if you wish. So this certainly will come in handy, especially for some of those rides that have lockers. You no longer have to worry about buying a locker so that you can put your drink cup in there. So it's definitely nice to have that option. Talking about the actual tours going on throughout the day, one of the cool things offered was that visitors got to see the new location for the Sky Coaster. It was relocated from Challenge Park, which was completely bulldozed over to make room for Cedar Point Shores, and so they took the Sky Coaster and relocated it to the former Shoot the Rapids location. It is now called Professor Dilbert's Frontier Fling Swing or something like that. It's a long, complicated name that no one really remembers. But the actual structure is done. They just need to complete a few things to kind of spruce it up, because you can still see a lot of the groundwork and leftovers from Shoot the Rapids. But still kind of cool to be able to see that. And then another cool thing, guests were able to get an exclusive look at the new Cedar Point Shores construction. Things are looking nice. We have vertical construction, lots of dirt being pushed around, and some of the fiberglass slides should be going up very soon. There was also a portion of the tour that included a presentation. Unfortunately, no photos or videos were allowed during that section. During that section, visitors were able to hear about some of the new things coming to Cedar Point, seeing some new merch. And in that presentation, an exclusive photo was shown of Meanstreak, kind of teasing it. Now, this is kind of our first chance where we've actually seen Cedar Point actually acknowledge that something is going on with Meanstreak. Now, unfortunately, that photo is not available to the public as no one was able to grab photos of it. But what we know is that Cedar Point will be announcing the ride as soon as it makes sense from a business perspective. What does this tell us? Well, if you're one of those stubborn people who's still convinced that it could open in 2017, that should tell you right here, right now, that this is not opening in 2017. If it were opening in 2017, then it would make sense from a business perspective to have announced it by now. But because it's opening in 2018, that tells us that we probably won't see an announcement until July or August, which I think makes perfect sense. Now, talking about actual Meanstreak, how are things looking? This is one of those few opportunities where guests were actually able to get legal photos of Meanstreak because they were allowed on site. Now, we weren't able to get a whole lot of footage of the coaster, but from what we got, it's looking pretty cool. This top hat is looking ridiculous. I would not be surprised one bit if the new RMC Meanstreak becomes the best ride at Cedar Point. That top hat is absolutely enormous. That tells us alone that this coaster will probably be over 200 feet in height. And actually, this is kind of cool. Our friends over at Ohio Valley Coasters overlaid the original Meanstreak turn with the new top hat, and you can just see how much taller it is. It's crazy to see it like that. Obviously, when the park opens in May, we'll be able to get a better look at the coaster, kind of get more up close and personal, get some better views of it. But for the moment, this is all we were able to get. So just to kind of wrap things up, I think things are looking up for Cedar Point. I think that you have lots of great things on the way, lots of cool amenities coming for the 2017 season. You have the brand new water park. That upgrade is going to be really awesome. I think it'll be very cool to see how it kind of goes from this Soak City concrete jungle, not very good water park, to this really new upgraded water park that suddenly is now something that you gotta do when you come to Cedar Point. They're really looking to spruce it up, and so I'm really pleased with this, especially since you also have that new upgraded gate for the back of the park so that you no longer have to walk under the road. I think that'll be very nice. I wasn't really a big fan of that tunnel. And finally, when Meanstreak is announced and we actually get to see its expected layout, I think that really will be a game changer for the park. So let me know about what you think of all of these changes coming to Cedar Point for 2017. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.